Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Paula here. I am in the process of making some bread. I have a sourdough in the oven and I needed to make some white bread, so I am getting started. I will have the recipe linked at the bottom in the description box. This is from the Kneady Homesteader, Heather. I will put a card up in the corner to her baking of it so you can watch her do it as well. So let's get started. You want a cup and a half of warm water, baby bottle appropriate, no scalding, 2 teaspoons of yeast. Now I use regular, I don't use instant, so after I get it in here, I'm going to give it a little stir, and I'm going to add the sugar to it because the sugar feeds it, and then I'll let it sit for a couple of minutes. Now you're going to need 2 tablespoons of sugar or honey. I'm using sugar. Tablespoon, 2. I'll give that a little whiz again to get it blended. Doesn't have to be perfect. I don't know if you could see in there. Alrighty, we're gonna let it sit for just a couple of minutes and then we'll come back. Alrighty, we let it sit for just a little and it just has that little bit of puffiness and floating on top. And so now we'll add the rest of our ingredients, which is 4 cups of bread flour. I just measure mine all out and get it into the bowl so that I'm not digging in the container. 2 tablespoons of softened butter. I'm just using regular butter. It's salted. 2 tablespoons of powdered milk, dry milk. That's Miss Violet. Somebody's disturbing, huh? Shh. It's all right. Shh. Oh, here comes the boss man, Yogi. And we have a teaspoon of salt. I use kosher. Put my dough hook on. I'll move you up a little bit. First, number 1 on my KitchenAid. Later on I'll be making pizza dough, but tomorrow I make my pizza dough the night before because I like it to kind of get nice and risen and fermenty overnight. I could smell my sourdough. Okay, I'm going to take a minute, and I like to just, even though it will do it, I like to make sure it's getting all scraped. It's coming together nicely. See that? It starts to pull nice. This is the first time I think I'm actually going to have to add more flour to it. So it's probably the weather. The weather's been on the damper side. My grandma would say, marzo e pazzo. March is crazy. Oh, I did that already. Let's see. I think that'll be better. Yes, much better. I'm gonna give it another push down. Let it finish incorporating, and then you put it up to number 2. And you let it knead for 5 minutes. Zoom it down in there. See how it's cleaning the bottom? That's what you look for. And it's still shaggy. Now you pump it up to 2, and you let it go for 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, we'll come back so you can see what it looks like. Alrighty, 5 minutes is up. And you can see the difference. The dough loses, it's not sticky, and it loses its shagginess, for lack of a better term. It becomes a cohesive, soft dough. So we're going to move back a bit, and I'm going to unhook all this. Move this back. Alright, I want to make sure you can see that. I will put oil, a little bit of olive oil in here. First I'm going to pull out the dough. Oh, so nice. It's like a pillow. Just look at that. It's such a nice dough. I kind of just fold it in on itself. And now I'll put some, I just do a quick hit of olive oil all around it. Just give it a spin and get up the sides. Flip it over like that. And then I will cover it with plastic wrap, and I will give it an hour to rise. Normally I put it in my oven, but my sourdough is in there, and so I'm going to put it in my cabinet above my heating vent, which in turn makes that cabinet very warm. And I also want to take a minute to show you. Look at that. And it smells like you can't even imagine. Beautiful. Alrighty, friends. Covered, oiled. I don't know if you could see it. We'll come back in an hour. We are back after the hour, and you could see it has risen beautifully. I have my pan here. Let me give it a quick spray before I press out the bread, and I'll keep it up there. I'm going to let it come down. It's actually cold today, the dough. It's chilly today, so. And I couldn't use my oven for rising because of the sourdough in there, and it was super hot. So, alrighty. I don't put anything on the counter, it's not necessary. I just kind of keep this for a guide. And I press it out. And then make sure you're in there. Roll it up tightly. Pinch your seam. Make sure, yeah, you got a good shot. And then we just push it in. Pinch. Push it in. Pinch. And roll it. Into the pan it goes, and I like to just get it all even. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to adjust it a little bit and zoom a little. Okay. I used to be so afraid of making bread. I don't know why. Probably because the couple of times I did it, my yeast didn't rise, and I just said, the heck with this. But now, I haven't bought a loaf of bread from the store. It has had to be at least 7 months. I don't buy hamburger buns. I don't buy hot dog buns. I don't buy rolls. I don't buy French bread, crusty loaves, nothing. Everything is made. Okay. There you go. And now I'm going to cover it again. This time I could put it in my regular oven. And you want it to rise for another 30 minutes. You're going to preheat your oven to, let me just check on that. Yeah, all right, rise for 20, preheat to 350. And I'm going to put this in the oven to rise up, which is still warm. And I am using my side oven. I'm not going to turn my big oven on again. We'll put it to 350. And this is my side oven, perfect for bread loaves. And I'm going to bring you here. Look how beautiful the sourdough came. And that's a pineapple pie I baked back there. If you'd like to see me make the sourdough, just leave a comment. Alrighty, we'll come back when it's ready to be baked. Okay, we're going to put her in the oven. It didn't quite get as much of a rise as it has in the past, but that's okay. It'll rise while it bakes, and it's going to bake for 25 minutes at 350. And we'll come back when it's done. Okay, here it is out of the oven. And we're going to put it on the rack. Here, Vic, you hold this camera and video. And I'll put it on the rack.
Is it recording? Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Home-baked bread. It's a thing of beauty. I'm going to rub butter on it to give it a shiny. Let me get my butter, hold on. And you let it sit for about 25 to 30 minutes. Perfection. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching. Hey guys, I quickly wanted to come back and cut a slice to share. I'm a lefty, so I'm flipping this around a bit. It has a nice crunch on the outside. Look at that. That's beautiful. And you can see soft. This will be wonderful with some butter and the jam I made and canned myself. That's a beautiful piece of bread. Alrighty folks, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe and be on the lookout for more fun videos. Thanks for watching.